Well. Hello, and welcome to another Thursday evening here in MsG's Ladies Lounge. We're excited to be here on tonight. Hey, everybody, it is Gwen, better known as Miss G. Welcome to our manifestation moments right here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge. We're excited to be here another Thursday night with another fantabulous show, getting ready to go off just in a moment. Here we like to talk faith, we like to talk vision and action, and to help you keep you moving and forward. So we want you to make sure that you take a moment to share this stream with someone else that you also want to see move forward. Take a moment to like, tag, and share, and let everyone know that Miss G's Ladies Lounge is live. We are on, we are popping, and we are ready for those manifestation moments. Before we get started, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. Listen, I am an author, I am a visionary startup coach, I'm an empowerment leader. That's who I am. And every week, I like to bring you real conversations with amazing guests who they're living out their purpose each and every day. They're living it out. And tonight we're diving into another powerful story that I know will encourage and inspire you. So grab your notebook, lean in, and let's get started. All right, family, let's jump right into today's episode of Manifestation Moments with Miss G. Get ready to be inspired, encouraged, and empowered. Let's go. Well, okay, so I'm back. I know, welcome to Miss G's Manifestation Moments. As we said, listen, we are excited because there's so much manifestation happening right here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge. Now, not that everything is actually going on right here, but we're talking about those moments. We're talking about the great things that has happened. And so here today, we have a great guest with us. We want to bring her to share her story and share her experiences with you on today. So today, my guest, I'm honored to welcome back to the studio because it's not her first time, but I'm honored to welcome back to the studio my fellow native New Yorker, Shari D. Cameron, longtime educator, ordained elder, and co-author in the anthology Visionary Momentum Unleashed. She has dedicated over 25 years to teaching, coaching, and school leadership while also sharing her creative gifts through her production company, Raising Virtue Productions, and also Love and Stuff RVA. She's going to tell us all about all those good things. But above all, she embraces her most meaningful role as a mother to her incredible daughter, Harmony. So, if you would take a moment and just help me welcome my guest into Miss G's Ladies Lounge, we're excited to have today Shari D. Cameron. Woo!
Thank you. Hi, Miss G.
Hey, how are you today?
I am doing well. Thank you. So excited to be back in the lounge.
Back in the lounge. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And listen, we don't want to take too much time because there's so many great things happening, and I want you to have enough time to share that. But first, just tell me who Shari is. Tell me the real Shari behind that mask that people might think they see.
We wear the mask. No, famous poem. But I'm silly. I'm playful. I love to have a good time. I'm known as being cheesy, but I embrace cheesiness because I think it's a part of being a creative being. So you already mentioned a lot of things when you gave the intro, so I don't need to go into any of that. But I am a being who enjoys life, who thinks that there's something to celebrate in life each and every day. And I think that, part of our purpose in being here on the earth is so that we're impacting lives. We have our experiences, and our experiences should not only make us better, but they should make others better as well. So I just embrace life. I look forward to each day. I love being a mom above all else. Greatest gift before actually becoming a biological mom. I was a mom to all of my students, all the babies in church, nieces, nephews, all of that. So it's something that I knew I would enjoy embracing. And I'm just really grateful to have the opportunity to mom my little one.
Oh, that was real powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Listen, and I like to go, just a little deeper into, your livelihood. Like you said, sometimes we start our careers and our purpose in life before we even realize what we're doing, right? And so, even with you, as you said, you love being a mother, but motherhood didn't just start with birthing a child.
Hmm.
Motherhood can come in so many different ways. So let me ask you just one question about that. When you were younger, as a young lady, what was your path always education and working with children? Was that always your path?
I think, we have callings and then sometimes we have interest, right? And so I was always the student in high school. I was on the state committee, to kind of revamp the school, just that trajectory. But I also have always been a writer. And so I knew I was going to school to study journalism and then perhaps also be a broadcast journalist. It's
Yeah.
actually what I started school majoring in. And then while volunteering in the schools here in Richmond, Virginia, it really hit me again like, you can't run from this. Like, you're an educator, you have to have your hands involved in shaping the lives of young people. And so you can keep running if you want to. But I,
Mhm.
I remember hearing when I switched my major, I remember hearing just like the voice of the Lord telling me, I'll give you favor in this. And that's what happened. First year teacher of the year, overall teacher of the year, Walmart teacher of the year. I didn't even know that was a thing, you know?
Wow. Yeah.
And it's like, I guess it's that thing that I knew I had the nudge and the unction for. My family, they've owned daycares, worked with kids all the time. But like I said, my thing was, I'm going to be this broadcast journalist coming on TV, giving you the news, but
Right.
then I went ahead and surrendered to the yes. And it's been a journey, since then.
Well, the good news is it's not over. So,
It's not
you know,
over.
it, it's it's no reason. I teach an orientation session with my employer, and I said to the new employees today, you know, it's never over until it's over.
Yeah.
So, I was telling my mom, she retired and went back to nursing school at 59, and she decided to start all over with a totally different. I mean, she went from being a timekeeper and management over there to coming over here and being an absolute nurse. So
Mhm.
there is nothing that can stop you if you have this in your spirit.
That's right.
So, and I love also, just to back up, I love the statement that you made, and how you're living your life out loud. I love that because that's really important. And as a visionary, it's very hard to remain contained.
Yeah.
I mean, and not just in keeping the stuff that's in your head and not writing it down, but even contained in the four walls. It's so hard. And so
Exactly.
watching you, knowing you personally and being able to watch you live your life out loud is just wonderful. And I see that you are now also moving your daughter into that life so she can also understand that girl has gone places I will never see probably.
I mean, she had a favorite country at 3. I'm like, who has a favorite country at 3?
Exactly, exactly. So that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Listen, let's talk about some things that we can shoot gears just a little bit because we were blessed to be able to have you join us in our latest anthology, Visionary Momentum Unleashed, as a co-author. So I'm going to ask you this question. Was this your first time as a published author?
Yes, in the sense of an official book capacity, absolutely. I've had articles published in like scholarly magazines and things of that nature, but this is my first time being a legitimate published author here.
Yay! Yay, yay, yay. So tell us what your chapter was and why you chose that particular uh, subject to speak about in your chapter.
Yeah, of course. So great title, Visionary Momentum Unleashed, right? When you first talked to me about joining, I was like, what do I have to say that is visionary and has some momentum that can be unleashed? And so I was reserved a little, even though I knew I'm a writer, right? I've always been a writer. But my chapter is called hashtag Brave Momming. It's momming against the grain. And I think it's just birthed out of my lived experience as a mother, and I guess there were a variety of things. One reason why I figured, okay, I do need to write about this. People would consistently just remark about how they love watching how my
Mhm,
relationship with my daughter evolves, how we interact, and do things. And I'm thinking, I didn't realize that was special. It was just me trying to honor her personhood and honor the giftings that God has placed in her. So like to me, it's what you do. But so many people have said that it made me pause to kind of reflect upon it. So that
mhm,
was one reason. But then it was also that unction, that nudge, right? It's kind of like a little something, you have a little something you can contribute into this area, so go ahead and write about it. I didn't know what that looked like sitting down at the computer. Like, what am I just supposed to say? I love being a mom. My daughter is great, you know. But
yes.
then I think the another component is just the state of relationships in the world, because yes, hashtag brave momming is about navigating the mother daughter relationship or the parent child relationship, but it's bigger than that. I do think that the truths within the chapter apply to relationships overall. And I mean, our nation, the world overall, it's in dire need of some navigational tools as we go through relationships. It's just we're in a devastating place right now, and I just feel compelled to address relationships, how we interact. I think social media, it's great. It has its benefits. It allows us to be in the lounge together in two
Mhm,
different places, right? But it
mhm,
also gives this fake sense of brazen boldness that I can say what I want without having a real identity. And I think it's kind of twisted the purpose of relationships. We were created to be relational beings, and we don't give thought anymore to how we interact with one another, what our
mhm,
words mean, how we respond. Sometimes you have to sit in that thing and keep
mhm,
your mouth shut, right? You don't
mhm.
just start
Right.
firing away. And so I think it was like probably a combination of all of those things together that's kind of like, you know what, sit down, write about this. Because honestly, I think the same tools that we use in navigating relationships with little people, they're life tools for navigating relationships overall, because the children in our lives, whether you've adopted a child legally, whether you're mentoring, you're a biological parent, whatever capacity you interact with young people, they're walking in their humanity as much at 5, 15, however, as they're going to be as adults. So when do we shift over to actually interacting with them and honoring them in that capacity? And so I think it's the convergence of all those things that kind of were a burden on me to say, sit down and write this. And now I feel like I'm just talking so much.
No, 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 you're doing good. And then also, even as young children, when you're dealing with children, you start learning how to deal with different personalities as well. So just like you said, you know, and children will bring the best out of you or the worst, right? So it also helps you to learn how to deal with different stages, different eras, different personalities, different characteristics. So there is a lot. Now, as a visionary, when you put that and you take that and put it into the business world, because like if you, let's say if you're a leader, if you're a manager, it's almost sometimes like being a mommy.
100% being the mom, the dad, the auntie. It doesn't change, right? The dynamics are the same, and it amazes me that as adults, sometimes we give more grace to adults who act childish than we do to these little children who have
Yeah,
only been out on the outside for 5 years, 7 years,
yeah,
15 years, 21 years, whatever it is. We tend to honor and have more patience with the grown-ups who we
yeah.
interact with when they should know better, right? And then it's like I think it's a sense of shame sometimes that comes upon us when we're like, oh, we're out in public and your child is doing something they shouldn't do. The first thing is preserving your child's dignity. Don't worry about what the other people are thinking, right? And I think we've operated so long from the lens of a child should be seen and not heard, stay in a child's place. Yes, that's true, right? And also, we need to honor them, teach them, because how do they learn? They learn by how we interact. And if they're taught as kids that they're shut down, their opinions don't matter, then they grow up to be these adults we interact with, who we see at work, who can't express themselves without blowing
Absolutely.
up, right? Who can't control themselves, who shut down, who can't advocate for themselves. And so
Mhm.
I think, that's what's at the heart of this hashtag brave momming, piece. It's let's get these foundational skills together and let's check ourselves sometimes because like you said, they'll bring out the best or worst in you. And those are opportunities of growth. And any relationships that we have in life, they should stretch us. They should help us to become better than who we are. We should be able to grow as a result of doing time and sharing space with people. And those littles, they'll show you yourself.
They will show you. They will show you. Listen, this is already so great. Thank you to everyone who is joining us. I see some folks out there. I think I saw your sister out there, if
Oh,
I'm
I
not
see my aunt too. Hey,
Oh, that's your
Aunt
aunt.
Samantha, and not her nickname.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
So we are
I
so
see
happy to have each and every person who is joining us on tonight. Those, if you have questions or if you want to just chime in, please hit us in the chat. We're so excited to share with you in this chat and in this conversation as well. So yes, and she said, so true. We need to honor our children to allow them to grow, and that is definitely
so
true.
true.
They have a major part in society. And without the children, without the
Absolutely.
children, there's going to be what were
Wait,
you going to sing? What were you going to
I
sing?
believe the
I
children.
believe. I mean, I tell you,
Hey,
it popped in my head, and I said, I'm not going to say it,
do it, do it.
but I saw your face, so I
Because
knew it was.
my off key self is gonna sing anytime.
I knew it was coming when I saw that face. Yes, yes, yes. So but the children are, they are, and nowadays, really, to be honest, children are not the future; they are right now.
Yeah,
I was looking at one of the ladies in my church. Her grandchildren were here last night with us in church, and they're from California. And the lady that rode to church with me, we was talking about them on the way home, and from the years, and she might be watching, I don't know, but from the years, these children have already had several businesses, and
yeah,
they're not even 18 yet, and they've had
yeah,
several businesses. So there's nothing to say that these children are not a part of society that is building something at
that's
this
right.
time.
Yeah,
So the future stuff, has to go. We have to learn how to incorporate them into this time that we are in now.
Amen. I'm gonna pass the offering plate to you because that's exactly it.
Let's
And
come on.
we don't. I think we think we're supposed to tell them who they are and make them go a certain way, but they'll show us, right? Like, and they want to be guided. That's who we are. We're the guide. Sometimes I mentioned, I don't know, I'm just going saying things, but in the chapter I kind of mentioned that brave momming is about learning to be comfortable existing in the driver's seat and the passenger seat, because yes, they need our direction, right? They need us to lead, but we also need to be able to be those people who have shotgun. Like, as a shotgun rider in the car, you're the one that's alert, you're keeping watch. You can say, oh wait, there's a turn coming up, but they're doing the driving. And I think that's the pivot we need to make as a people, right? Because you're so true. It's not, Whitney, we love you. It's not just that they're the future, but they
Right.
are now, and they have dreams. Like my little one, there are already 5 businesses. I'm the slow one. She's like, can we work on my website today? And I'm like, what are you going to sell? And it's like we need to get it together. And there are so many young people who we encounter, who they just need that nudge. They just need someone who they can talk their ideas out with, who will respect them and not be like, oh, go sit down somewhere, wait a minute, you're too young. They're not too young. What's the magic age? Is it like 18, the light switch just automatically goes on and we release
Right.
them in the world and they don't have the skills? What are we doing? We've seen enough of that. We see it each time we open the social media, and I'm just burdened by it. It's too much, and it's not the way that we should be going. And so
Right.
I just think this hashtag brave momming movement, it's bigger than just parenthood. It's our interactions overall. Let's get back to the basics. Maybe it is learning how we interact with children, because then we can be a little more soft, a little more open and flexible, and then let that spill over so that work isn't as confrontational as it is sometimes. So churches, aren't. You don't have to leave as soon as you have a disagreement. Like, work it out, talk, use your
Right.
big girl voice, right?
Yes, exactly. 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 So I mean, this is I'm the actual anthology is so rich and so powerful with various aspects. And I was talking to someone today. They was asking me about it, and it's and you want to explain it, and you get to explain it, and you're like, you got this and you got that, and they're like, well, how does all of that go together? And so putting this entire project together has brought from every walk of life, basically, in every aspect, that even if a person is not a spiritual
Right.
person, or if a person is not a mom, or if a person is not a business entrepreneur, or if a person is not a ministry person, there is something within this anthology to help them and to inspire them, even to go after their visions and their dreams.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the process of the anthology. I love talking about the manifestation. That's what we're here for. So as and thank you again for just being a part of this anthology. Thank you for giving us different perspective as
Thank you
well.
for the
And
opportunity.
everybody basically did that. But thank you so much for that. So how was your process through the anthology? What do you feel was most valuable within and working with the co-authors?
That's a huge question. Let's see. I feel like we need to do some chunking here. Um, what was the process? That was the first piece, right? Like, that was the first part of the question.
Right.
Um,
Yes.
I think the process, you got us all together. You got us excited. I think, like, and I know I felt truly honored for you to even consider asking me to be a part of such an anthology. And some of the amazing women, I knew a few of them, but then there were some who I had never heard of before. I had no idea what their walks of life and their experiences were. And I'm thinking, now the whole theme is this visionary momentum being unleashed. but we're all having different life experiences. How in the world is this going to fit and make sense? And let me tell you, you did an amazing job like chunking the chapters and dividing them together to the sections so that they flow. So I think it's been incredible just hearing the stories of these other incredible women along the way with this process, because it started out as this is your word limit, this is the focus, because my thought, I'm creative, so I'm like, ooh, can it be fictional? And you're like, no, this is not a fictional, collection. And so initially I'm like, well, then I don't have anything then because I'm creative. But just seeing the questions flow from the co-authors, I'm just hearing them say, this is what I'm going to write about. But still, it piqued my interest because it's like, what does that look like? What does that mean? And so I think now I have a circle that's fuller, now of these incredible women who have these incredible life experiences and who have these different lenses, through which they see life, they've lived life, and they're able to contribute. So I feel like the process, it took us, some of us, from being strangers to now we're sisters, we're family, we can laugh, we can giggle and joke. And so
Yeah.
I'm truly excited about just having us all together in the same space at our event that I'm sure you'll talk about.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes. And so through that process, did you find yourself, with how did your manifestation moment, what was that experience like when you finally said, this is my chapter. I've finished. I wrote the last word. That's to me, that's even if I don't see the book, that's a manifestation. Once I can actually complete that last sentence and put the pen down and flip the page, I have manifested this. And so tell me how that moment was for you when you go back and think about
I think I would say surreal. And like the momentum has been building for years. I've always been a writer, right? Since childhood, my first grade teacher made space for me to read my stories out loud to my classmates, right? And so it was kind of like the combination and the ultimate culmination of all these years of having something to say, and then it's like, wow, you actually said something. You sat down and started something and finished.
it.
Because I'm looking at my tab now, Ronnie, I just saw her name up there.
Yeah.
We have a fit. I have probably 25 tabs open on my screen right now,
Oh,
and a
Lord.
lot of them are like stories and things that I've started writing and I haven't finished. And so as you are identifying that moment when you sit down and it's done, it's like, I accomplished this. I did this. I focused enough. I took time out enough for me and what's inside of me to reach this moment of being done for the word limit. But it's a whole lot more that I have to say. But it
Yeah.
was refreshing. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity, because I would not have pursued it, Gwen, if you didn't, because you posted about it and I was like, oh, that's nice. I'm gonna do that one day, but not right now. And so
Yeah.
if you didn't put the fire, I don't, I'm bad with these.
No, I
I'm a
get
bad try.
that's good. That's good. I really, and I really, because people don't understand that you can have so much on the inside of you, and until you release that, until you, it's almost like it's null and void. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you've got all those tabs open, but where is it going? So,
Right.
what I say all the time, I want to help you get those things from out of your heads and out of your beds and into reality. Because my tagline is, a vision with no progress is just another dream, right?
Yeah.
So
We have enough dreams just out there lingering, right? Enough dreamers. That's,
stop dreaming, sis. Stop dreaming.
yeah. I love
Reality going
that.
on here. So, but I really like for people to be able to hear how others have been able to have these manifestation moments and feel like they have actually gone through a process, come out on the other side, and feeling good about what they've done.
Yeah.
Ronnie getting some shame.
Don't talk about my tabs, Ronnie.
So, so listen, again, we're excited about you being a part of. this, and I'm not gonna take up all your time, but there's so many questions I could just go through
Just
with
go,
you.
go.
But now what I will say, I want to make sure that everyone knows that not only did you co-author here with us, but you also were very instrumental in helping us to complete this project by doing some editing for us. You are that brain that I love to pick very, very often. And so, but it's not just the brain, it's not just, you have such an eye and a visual for excellence as well.
Thank
And
you.
so, having a person like you joining us was more than just a pleasure. It was really an honor to have you joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks.
Uh,
Oh, this is
Along with Dr. Michelle, Dr. Z. Michelle Hughes. Hey,
yes,
so we appreciate you that you have taken the time, and that was also something that I loved about this group is that we have so many individuals that have so many talents and so
yes,
many gifts, and we were able to tap into those gifts with each person as well
yes,
on various levels. And so, even some that they may not even talk about it in our group meetings or whatever, but giving me business, business information,
absolutely.
things like that.
Yeah,
And so we worked together. And so this was really, truly more than just an anthology. This
yeah.
was really a divine connection.
I
That's
agree. And you
it.
brought us together. You have that gift though. Your days of 4G creating and bringing you have that gift, and it's a beautiful thing to see someone with a desire and a burden to bring women together positively, you know?
Thank you. Actually, I will tell you, I looked at a post that Charvette Mitchell posted today. She says it often. She quotes someone else, and I can't tell you exactly who that person is right now. But her quotes in that sentence, she says that your audience needs to know each other, and you need to
Good.
be the connector,
Yes. Well,
and you be
that's
the
it.
connector.
Put
And
that
so,
as your tagline.
yeah, well, I can't steal somebody else's stuff, but but when I read it, it popped, it popped in my spirit once again, and I was like, wow, that's what we do. And so we are going to have a wonderful event where we can actually do some more connecting, right? Right?
That's right.
Let's talk. And since you are helping to spearhead this event, I'm going to let you talk about it tonight because I'm tired of talking, really, honestly.
You are
So
not tired of talking.
promise you I am. I feel like, you know,
Well,
but go
we want you all to come out October 18th. It is our official book launch day. So, this is where you launch the fireworks, the hearts, all of those emojis, because we are so excited. Many of you have already purchased the book. We're excited about that. But on this date, October 18th, from 1 to 4, 1708 Byron Street, New Canaan International Church, we are going to hold our book launch party. It's going to be a tea party type of theme, tea party and tennis shoes. So bring your brightly colored tennis shoes. It's for men and women, so we're not leaving anybody out. But it's just a fun time for us to come together. There will be some speed networking. So come equipped with your quick spiel of what you do. And like Gwen just said that Charvette mentioned about connecting people, this is your opportunity to connect with some people, walk away from the event, not just being filled with what we're sharing from our book, but also I think the graphic is coming up. Look at that beautiful graphic. But you'll also get to meet some other amazing people and interact. We'll have light refreshments. We're heavy on the light. All right. We don't want you falling asleep. We want to be there networking. We'll have some light refreshments. We will discuss our book. We have Tasia D. Whitehead, because she uses her middle initial as well. She is going to be our moderator. for our panel discussion and a few other just special fun surprises going on that day. You can purchase books on site that day as well. And if you pre-ordered and you're there, we would love to hand your book to you directly and hug on you and thank you for supporting us. What you say?
with an autograph.
With an autograph. That's right.
Yeah, and then you can get all the other authors, co-authors' signatures as well at
That's
that
right.
same event. Yeah, it's gonna be really powerful. You did that well. I'm gonna have to get you to take
Oh,
that for me, so I
thanks.
don't have to keep saying it. Listen, we really are quite excited about this, and we can't wait for you to join us there. It's going to be a powerful
Yes.
night. It's well afternoon. It's not night. It's afternoon, and we want you to come, be cute, be comfy, and join us there. We're going to celebrate and we're going to share and inspire one another. But we have a spot for you to be a part of
That's right.
as well. So, listen, they're popping on in. They're popping on in this
That's
conversation.
my dad. Hey, daddy.
Needs to be done. That's amazing. Oh, thank you so much for popping in here, sir. All right, and then we've got Sherelle. Yes, Sherelle.
She's an author. She's redoing her series.
So, Chevelle inspired me like many years ago when she wrote her first book. I was so proud of her, and I know her like this much, but Sherelle, I was so proud to see her as a young lady. She wrote that first book, and she made me think to myself, if she did it, I could do it too.
Right.
And
She
just
was
a
what,
couple of
15
years
or
after that,
something.
but I did it, and I see your mom popped
Hi,
in.
mommy. Oh,
We're glad to have each of you here. We're glad to have each of
my
you.
kid is eavesdropping. After she took her shower, she's back there eavesdropping
Oh,
because she feels like it's her book too.
that's right, because we talked about her a little bit too. So, yes, yes. So now Ronnie, you
She's talking
talked
about Sherelle.
about there, Ronnie. Oh, the new series for Sherelle.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So listen, I really appreciate you for coming in. I don't even think we probably touched on one of the questions that we actually had planned, but that's just the way these things work. Because I knew that we would have a great conversation, but we always try to put some questions out there just in case. But one question that we do want to make sure that we ask is, how can our audience connect with you?
Oh, yes. So, of course, I'm on social media because it's 2025, right? So we have to. Hi, Chantel. Leave it on. Um, and so I'm on Facebook. You can find me under Harmony Eva, and sometimes Cherie because it's usually not about me when I'm posting. It's usually about her. Um, I'm on Instagram as ask the number four Cami. I'm on LinkedIn as well under my name, and then you can email me. It's consecrated one at Gmail, but it's spelled in a special way, like the amazing Gwen already has down there. So you can email me if you want to purchase the book directly from me, if you want me to join you for any speaking engagements or opportunities, and if you want my daughter to as well. Because one thing I will say, Gwen, like I'm really excited about this, the manifestation of this, because my daughter has been telling me for the last 2 years, I think, that she wanted to write a book together. And so her seeing this process has her even more excited as well. And so just remember that people are watching. There's a deacon at our church, Deacon Didi, who says you're always on display, right? And so,
Right.
and that's what this life is. And so, as we walk out our journeys, somebody's always watching, and the young people are watching because even if they don't demonstrate that they're receiving what we're saying, they're picking up bits and pieces of it. And so, I see that in my child's creativity. How she wrote a movie that she wants her friends to do. She wrote in the second grade. She wants her friends to do it for her birthday party and whatever. And it's like she sees the demonstration and modeling of walking in creativity, walking in faith from both of her parents, and so those are automatic things for her. And that's how we need to impact this world, be the models of what it is that we're doing. So we're supposed to be talking about contacts, or email me. We can talk. Hit me up on social media. We can talk. I got a lot to say.
Yeah, so they can email you and get a copy of your book. They can follow you on social media so that they can purchase the book from you. We're all selling the book, but tonight is Cherie's night. I want you to make sure that you follow her, to make sure, let me pop her information back up one more time so that
Thank
you can reach out to her if you'd like to purchase the book from her. Listen, and then also on that day, Love and Stuff is going to be in action.
That's
So
right.
Love and Stuff RVA, let me make sure.
That's right, because we have the New York branch. My friend Tiffany, she runs Love and Stuff NYC. So Love and Stuff RVA,
Okay, I
we'll
got
do some balloon installation work.
yeah. So you'll get to see her handiwork, and you can, talk to her about your little events, and there's a plug for you. There's a plug for you, my sister.
Thank
Listen,
you so much.
talking you up though. I've been talking you up. I'm like, I got a friend who. So that's the way we do it, right? That's
That's right.
what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
That's
So
right.
listen, thank you so much. Thank you, Mom, for your kind words. Thank you, Ronnie Boo. I love my Ronnie Boo. I hope
Honey.
you and everybody that joined in. You all are great. We're happy to have you all join us on tonight. Listen, share this stream so that others will know about all the great things that Cherie has done and how she is a part of such a great
Such a
anthology.
great anthology. Like number one bestseller. Hello.
Great anthology. Even if I wasn't a part of it, I would tell you that this is truly a great anthology. I was telling someone that earlier today. There's a lot of times, and I read anthologies. I love them all, and they all have their purpose. But it's good when you can really, as I said, have a well-rounded
Yeah.
project. So we love you too, Ronnie. Thank you so much. So listen, Cherie, thank you again for joining us
Thank
and give
you.
Miss Eva our love, and we will see you next time because we know it's not your last time
That's
here
right.
in Streets Ladies Lounge.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. So, again, thank you so much for joining me on tonight and joining us. We've had a great time with Cherie in the studio, and she is an amazing, amazing, amazing young lady. We didn't talk about a lot about her background, but I tell you, she is someone that you want to stay connected to because, trust me, this is not the end. There's so much more greatness to come through her. And so, again, we thank you. I want you to make sure that you go and register for that event. You can go to Eventbrite. The registration is free, but it is required if you're going to be a part of our anthology book release party. It is free, but it is registration required. There is no purchase necessary. However, we do encourage you to come prepared to purchase from those that are selling their books, or either you can pre-order your books and just pick them up when you come in. And we're just going to have a fantabulous time. We've got some things lined up for you so that you can be a part. Yeah, I saw that you registered, Ronnie. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thank you. Have a blessed night also. All right. Well, that's my time. I thank you for yours, and I look forward to seeing you again next week as we have another magnificent manifestation moment right here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge. Have a great night.